Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about some tips to start writing more beautiful Chinese characters quickly, just like native speakers. I made this video with the help of the app Skritter. Later in this video, I will also review the app Skritter about my likes and dislikes. This isn't a sponsored video. Skritter is an app to learn how to write Chinese characters and strokes anywhere on your phone, which contains free lessons, HSK character batches, and the contents of hundreds of common textbooks. We are offered a 7-day free trial and a 10% discount with my link below to test out this app. Now I will share 5 tips to write beautiful Chinese characters quickly. Number 1. Write strokes rather than lines. I like the English word. When we start to write Chinese, the speed and the pressure of the pen changes within writing a single stroke. For example, this character, 我 means I. We can just see the first stroke, the left falling stroke. So the pen will have a low speed and high pressure at the beginning, but it will turn to a high speed and low pressure in the end. You can also see that most of the strokes are not even lines. We generally use low speed and high pressure at the beginning of the stroke and the turning of the stroke. In the ancient China, people use brush pens, so it could be more apparent. The next point to quickly write beautiful character is you know the general structure of the characters. First of all the characters can be put into a square space, and most of the characters are constructed by 2 parts. The first is radical. We can also call it the indexing component, which is usually the semantic component and usually to be on the left. So the radical part is usually very thin in the square, you can see. And for other parts, we usually call it the phonetic part, which is bigger and more stretched out. As you can see, it isn't evenly distributed. For the radical, for the indexing component, it is relatively thin, usually takes up about 1/3 of the spaces, while the phonetic part is more stretched out, which take about 2/3 of the square. Most of the time, the radicals are on the left, but sometimes it can also be on the right. For example, this is a common surname, Liu. This is another common surname, Zheng. Those are all the radicals on the right. Radical can also be on the top. This character, An, which means safe and sound. Radical can also be on the bottom. This character, Xiong, means bear. The third thing you may notice is sometimes we have the stroke transformation to save space. Let me give you an example. This character is Ji, means rooster, chicken, Ji. The left part, the radical, is also a character, which is You, means again. And the right part is Niao, means bird. Chicken, that's another word, a bird again. I'm just kidding. So for this character Ji, we are actually combining 2 independent characters into 1 square. So we need to make some transformations to save stroke. Can you find it out? Let's see. The right falling stroke in the character You has turned into a dot in the character Ji. Let's see another example. This is a character Lin, which means forest. So it contains 2 mu. Mu means tree, wood. This is actually very vivid. When we have more trees, we form a forest. We combine 2 mus into this character. Can you see the transformation? Again, there is a right stroke turning into a dot. We can see the pattern here. Generally, the transformation happens to the radical part of the character. And it's more likely to happen to the right falling stroke, also the horizontal stroke. This is another example. This is Huan, which means rings. The radical part is Wang, this king, and right part is Bu, which means no. So you can see the horizontal stroke in the character Wang turn into a lifting stroke inside this character Huan, so you can save more space. My first tip is to mind the stroke order. This actually needs some practice, but generally, which is from left to the right, from the top to the bottom. We can also take a very simple example. This is 口, means mouth, 口. We have 3 strokes for this character. 1, 2, 3. It could be a bad idea if you just want to draw a circle. The stroke will look different. Also, the shape of the character also look different. My next tip is to practice. Practice and practice. You can practice with pen and paper. That's also my preferred way. But when it's not so convenient, when you are outside, you can also check on the app Skritter. First of all, when I didn't log in, let me show you the free version of Skritter. You can see a couple of lessons here. You can see counting numbers 1 to 10, Chinese radicals, zodiacs. Personally, I think the best lesson is the Chinese radicals. You can practice hundreds of the Chinese radicals for free here. We also have a couple of other lessons, so feel free to check out this free version. And now I will log into my account to see the paid version. We can check it out together. We have those very interesting free lessons. This is also pretty interesting. This is talk about the idioms. And I will just scroll down. We have the HSK lessons. There are a couple of advantages and disadvantages about this app. So first of all, I really like that they have the lessons corresponding to the common textbooks. So it could be a great auxiliary tool when you just follow those textbooks. The second thing I want to point out is Skritter choose good font to practice the characters. Skritter tell us about the right stroke order, also when to put more pressure into the strokes to write beautiful Chinese characters. The next thing I think pretty nice is we have this tracking to track your learning process. And talking about weakness, probably it's about my preference. So personally, I prefer to write with physical paper and pen. I will also love to buy books to write Chinese characters. But also, Skritter has its own advantages, so you can practice anywhere. Another thing I want to talk about is price. So the price is more for a serious learner. By using our link, you will get a 7-day free trial and a 10% discount on your purchases. If you really have the need, feel free to check out the 7-day free trial. It won't charge you before the free trial ends if you cancel it on your computer. If you are interested in Chinese characters and learning Chinese, feel free to also check out those videos, the funny Chinese characters and free tools to learn Chinese. Feel free to subscribe, and I will see you again soon.